My video is on the game. The Broncos at the 49ers tomorrow. And as you can see here, I did make some changes to my background here. Let me just show you what I did. Um, I got some new figurines here for my backdrop. And there's Joe Montana. These are made by McFarland. They're good for sports memorabilia and stuff like that, and that's why I got them. Um, Jerry Rice in all his glory. I mean, that is really nicely done by them. And then over here, I have Candlestick Park. This place was so magical. A lot of magical moments. A lot of we had better luck here than we've had at Levi Stadium. And there you can see inside the stadium. It's pretty cool to have. And as you know, that one up there, that's Patrick Willis, that little one. And then the other figurine I got is Ronnie Lott. Could you imagine being a quarterback and seeing this guy barreling down you? I mean, look at that. That looks sick, man. Can you imagine being a quarterback and this guy barreling down on you? I mean, you'd be seeing stars, you know. I mean, your head would be hurting. Of course, I don't know that, he would do any good in today's NFL because of all the stupid, wimpy rules about how you hit quarterbacks and how you hit receivers. Um, but anyways, yeah, and then of course I have the Dwight Clark one. Those ones were made back in the 1970s. I had that when I was a kid, and I have other ones like it, as you can see in the background. You've seen them before in my past videos. Um, those were mine when I was a kid. They had number stickers. You could change the stickers and all that. But I made somewhat of a change here. But it looks great. But anyways, let's get to the game. The game tomorrow. Is it a game we can win? I think maybe it is. I really believe it could be a game that we could win tomorrow. But the thing is, though, on paper we're not supposed to win this game, and I know that if we play the same kind of defense that we've been playing in recent weeks, we will lose the football game. We have to do a better job defensively. If we do not do a better job defensively, we are going to lose this football game. Our secondary is banged up, so it a little banged up. So we're going to need maybe a better pass rush, to try to fluster the quarterback, Case Keenum. We're going to have to do that because our secondary right now is just struggling. So we're going to have to bring it with our pass rush. And I know Robert Saul is getting a lot of heat for this, but it's something that has to be done. We have to have better pass rush. And like I've said in past weeks, another thing that has to be done is we have to run the football, keep the sticks moving, keep the other offense off the field. Stay on the field longer, keep the score close. That's what we're going to have to do. If we start having the same problems that we've had in past weeks, going 3 and out too quickly, not playing good defense, we'll get beat. There's no ifs or buts about it. We'll get beat because the Broncos are looking to make the playoffs this year. They want to get to the playoffs, and if they, so they're gonna do everything they can. Now, on our side of the ball, we got nothing to lose. We're not going to the playoffs, so there's actually an opportunity here to play spoiler, is which we're wanting to do. But that's a possibility. So, but everybody has to play well, play to their assignments, and if they don't, we will be in trouble. We'll see what we'll be looking at what we've seen in other past games, and I know I hear a lot of people saying out there that we should actually lose this game, for draft positioning. But this is what I believe, and I've always believed this. But if when two teams hit the field, when two teams take the field, what is the objective? The objective by both teams is to win the football game. Doesn't make a difference about circumstances, who's going to the playoffs, who's out of it. When two teams take the field, the objective is to win the football game. Now, it would be nice if we could have it both ways. Win the remainder of our games and still get the first pick, which could be possible. I think we're competing with the Raiders right now as far as that goes, and the only way that could happen is if the Raiders win out and we win out, then not only do we get to win our last remaining games, but we also will still get the first pick in the draft if the Raiders win the remainder of their games and we win the remainder of our games. We'll still have the first pick, and plus we'll be able to have wins with that. But that's probably not going to happen. The likelihood of that, with 4 games remaining, is probably not going to happen. But I'm really interested. One of the things I'm interested in seeing in this game is this new running back we have, Wilson. This guy, I was impressed with what I saw last week against the Seahawks. I was really impressed by what I saw, and he picked up a lot of yards. He showed flashes and all that, and I will probably get to see a lot of him tomorrow because Matt Breida, I believe, has not been practicing all week. I think he's been out. He's been out with an injury. I don't know if he's been practicing all week, so it probably won't get any snaps in this game. So I'm not really sure. He won't get any touches. Excuse me. He won't get any touches in this game because he may not be playing. But we'll see what happens. But we'll get a good look at Wilson. And I feel good about moving in. As far as going into next season, we're going to have a lot of depth as far as a running game because you have McKinnon, you have Matt Breida, and this Wilson. So we should be in a good shape, with that next season. And as far as our quarterback situation goes, I believe what should happen is, I think Nick Mullins should be the backup behind Jimmy G next season, because even though C.J. Beathard and Nick Mullins have both, what they have in common is they've both lost a lot of games and only have one victory to their name. But I think that when you compare C.J. and McMullins has actually played better. Despite the losses, he actually plays better than C.J. So, and Kyle Shanahan has talked about competition between those two next year. So, my money would have to be on Mullins. I really believe that. Unless Shanahan, the guy that he picked, and C.J. Beathard, in the draft a couple of years ago, if he feels like he has like a connection with him and he's got to keep him, for that reason, I don't think that's right. I think you have to go by productivity. You have to go by what players show on the practice field and on the field, on the real field. So, that's how I look at that. But tomorrow's game is going to be interesting. Like I said, we're not favored to win this game. I don't think many people are giving us a chance, but you just never know. Things do happen, and I really believe that it's a possible chance we could win the game. If we do the things that I said we do. Now I know we're banged up. We're banged up across the board. And the thing is too is how upsets happen. Is it usually what happens with upsets? And I've said this in my my preview video between the Seahawks and the 49ers. I said that the way a team, how upsets happen, is usually you have one team that's taking the other team lightly, and then the team that's being taken lightly knows that they're going to have to play one hell of a game to beat the team they're playing. And when you have a combination of those things, one team knowing they're going to have to play their best to beat the favored team, the favorite team takes that one lightly, and then before you know it, there's an upset. You see this a lot. I think that's how a lot of upsets happen. Complacency. But yeah, I think that tomorrow uh, they're just going to have to go out there. They're going to have to be right on with their assignments. You know, be right on things and just play their best they can. That's what they're going to have to do tomorrow. I don't believe in this throwing a game for a draft pick. I think that you go and play the game to win. But that is what it is right now, and so that's my video. I'll do a video tomorrow about after the game. We talk about explain what happened and all that of the aftermath. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And anyways, you see this jacket I got here? It's a nice jacket. A lot of times I go shopping at J.K. Gill's. It's a store where they sell nice clothes for a really good price. And this jacket, they had others like it. It's a Nike. And usually when you buy a Nike, like at the stores at the mall, like Just Sports or whatever they're called, you'd pay maybe $80 for a jacket like this. I got it for 34, and it's a really nice jacket. It's satin. It's got the 49er. It says 49ers in the back. I have a gold one like this that I have from the 1980s that has the Super Bowl 19 logo on it, along with this San Francisco logo. And it still fits. It still fits. But when I saw this, I had to get it. But anyways, that's my video, and everybody take care, and talk it to you into the next video. All right, everybody take care.